Welcome back to Hack City. DeLeone and Sean Anderson, two former college football players from the University of Rhode Island. We are here to recap what happened in FCS football from week 4. Today's episode, of course, is presented to you by FanDuel. If you're going to be placing bets on the upcoming week of college football, make sure you head on over to FanDuel. Sean, this was a little bit more of our bread and butter type of a week in FCS. No big rapid changes at the top. But we do have a couple of shakeups that do affect the landscape. The first one that we got to draw attention to, Northern Arizona beating Incarnate Word 31-23. Ty, not related to Chad Pennington, had himself a solid day, going 17 of 34 for 286 yards and 3 touchdowns. The Northern Arizona charge continues to build as, on the other side, Incarnate Word seemingly has pushed themselves out of any ranking conversation.
Yeah, bye-bye, Incarnate Word. I like your quarterback. You lost. Good Lord. E.J. Colson, I think, is your guy moving forward for the rest of the year. Northern Arizona, not a slouch. They're a legit team. Tough loss. Hard to get past it. But I think you found your guy. It wasn't Torres. He puts in another good game, 292, 2 touchdowns. Good completion percentage. So you're moving forward. That's a good thing. You lost. You're off the top 25. It happens. But if you can string some stuff along, put some games together, it wouldn't surprise me if they re-enter, if they get hot, if they put 4 in a row together. And then Incarnate Word is back in the mix. But it was Northern Arizona's game. They were good. Ty Pennington keeps on getting better. And Incarnate Word has work to do. But I'm not ruling them out as much as people would want to rule them out because of the hype train preseason and what they have been recently. I'm not going to get too jumpy in the other direction for them.
I'm ruling them out.
Oh, my God.
They're 1-3, dude. I know that Walthall comes back, but even with him back and the 63 yards that he had and Colson kind of emerging and looking a lot better playing quarterback for them, I'm ruling them out. 1-3 team with the losses that they've suffered, I would need some sort of transformative climb back to. It doesn't mean they can't finish the year, I don't know, like 8 wins.
You're a heartless SOB.
I don't care. I really don't
SOB.
care. We hyped them up a crap load at the beginning of the season, and they're nothing. They're the Clemson, I guess, of FCS, even though the Incarnate Word isn't won.
Well, who's replacing Klubnik? Clemson is still behind. At least Incarnate Word got in on it.
Clemson. But my point is, though, is that like what has Incarnate Word shown to me? That 23 points in a loss where they're supposed to be the team that's explosive in every single game on offense. I'm unimpressed. I'm incredibly unimpressed.
I gotcha. All right. That's the. You know what? I will get ahead of it. That's your guy. You want to start attacking FCS people? That's your guy, Joe DeLeone, right there.
Well, I would be shocked. I would be quite shocked to find an Incarnate Word fan, which we have listeners, that would feel I'm being too harsh on them. They're 1-3. It also applies. I think that most voters would be pissed at us, or most people would be pissed at us that pay attention to the ballots if we were just blindly keeping them in the mix.
Yeah, I got them off. They're not on mine this week.
Yeah, and I didn't think that you were, nor do I think anyone would be silly enough to keep them on there. But I would need them to go on a string of victories over other ranked teams in conference over the next 8 weeks to really build some sort of momentum. They're a team that probably wouldn't be good enough to be ranked until the end of the season. They would need to do that much work to fix themselves.
It'll be a long climb. Mm-hmm. I'm not ruling it out, though.
Okay.
That's all. That's my
rider over here.
Yeah. I'm a fence rider right now. That's what I am.
Monmouth's powerful, potent offense really flexed its muscles against Villanova. And this kind of was what we were talking about going into this game, where didn't really know what Villanova was because they hadn't played as much determinable games as other teams had. And one thing was shown that their defense is not as stout as it typically is. Derek Robertson, Josh Derry, Rodney Nelson completely took over in this game. Our boy, Derek Ryan Robertson, 20 of 30 for 397 yards and 4 touchdowns. We continue to see that Monmouth is a Big 12 team at the FCS level and decided defense is for cowards, and we're just gonna try and put up as many points as possible.
They're not dicking around over at Monmouth. They're putting 50 bombs on a good CAA team. This is a team at the top of the CAA you have to recognize. Monmouth's performance this week is major because Villanova played well. We've had plenty of times where we've hyped up Villanova and thought their offense was potent, and they've gone out and they put together 13-point win, 9-point win. Gross stuff. Villanova putting up 33 points, big for them. Big for McQuaid, big for Avitt. They getting in the end zone, getting a lot of yards, but they couldn't keep up with Monmouth. Robertson is a dude. 4 touchdowns, damn near 400 yards. Rodney Nelson in the backfield. It's not just all air raid. He had 186 and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Like it's a legitimate offense that can push anybody. Anybody can get pushed by this Monmouth team. Maybe we'll see. We'll have a real conversation if they keep it up about the top 10 big dogs that if they could really strike on them. But right now they're just cruising. I like this Monmouth team.
Yeah, I don't know if it's one of those teams in college football that eventually get caught up on because their secondary and their defense is just.
You'd like to see a little reciprocation.
Yeah, because they're the type of team they're already showing they'll be able to shoot their way out of the room no matter what. But is there a spot where they're going up against a more competitive CAA team down the line that has a little bit better of a pass rush, a little bit better of a defense that gets one pick or one big sack? What does that do for them? Does that completely take them out of a game? This was a good test. This was a really good eye-opener test of proof that they can, once they start to get the ball rolling, that it snowballs into 51 points. But there's going to be the real sobering reality check moment, and I don't know when that's going to be. Do they step up, or do they end up kind of collapsing under that? Western Carolina 50, Samford 36. Teron Dickens had an insane total. I will allow for you to share what that number is later during Fat Stats. I assume he was in Fat Stats?
You know what? I'm not going to try to bury the lead, but he's a front runner from this game.
He's probably going to win Fat Stats. We're not going to share it. But this was a really nice bounce back game for Western Carolina because they had a slow start to the season, and Samford hasn't been the same Samford team that we once knew with the Duck Hodges of the world. But Western Carolina getting Dickens to step in this early on for him to play this well is promising that they could maybe string together a little bit of a run and make the Grimace conference look as good as it could.
It's not going to be impossible for them. They're going to need some help. The Elon loss really hurt them, but if they can get rolling,
it's not a bad loss.
Campbell's going to push them. They can roll Wofford. They should be able to beat Furman in a massive Grimace conference matchup. Citadel, they'll roll all over those suckers. I don't know. I'm turning on the Citadel big this year. I met a Citadel fan when I was at Tennessee, and I was like, Andy wouldn't do an interview. Scumbag.
How did you find out that he was a Citadel fan?
Hey, sir, you want to put on the big shoes, big jack? He's like, no, I'm not a Tennessee fan or a Georgia fan.
I'm like, what
are you then? He's
like, I'm
a Citadel fan.
Was he not
what
familiar?
Are you doing here?
Was he not familiar with Hack City FCS football? Was he not familiar with us?
I don't believe.
He's not a real Citadel fan.
No, he definitely isn't. But what Western Carolina can do it. They still got Mercer. People are still giving votes to Mercer right now. Okay. Chattanooga, they're going to have to really get hot quickly. And it's going to be hard to ask a team to reciprocate a performance from the quarterback that Dickens had. But let's get 75% of that. And then they could beat anybody. Yeah. Is that fair?
Yeah. Teron. Never mind. I'm not going to do it. You probably know.
Look at the show.
I had a name, and it's a little too crude, and I'm not going to do it.
Cruder than get your balls out?
Yeah, it's like the one step further than cruder than that. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to have a little bit of self-restraint. He obviously has a word in his last name that provides us with so many avenues that if we wanted to go, if he does this again this year, I'll say it on the show. If he goes for over, if he has a similar stat line, it doesn't need to be exactly, or he doesn't need to break this number, but if it's similar enough, I will gladly say what I'm thinking at the current moment.
So we just passed a bushel of low-hanging fruit, and we're passing on it this week. That's what we're doing this week. It's still there.
Sadly.
We can still go back and pick from it.
Yeah, we'll come back later. SIU, SEMO can't come back after SIU walloped them 59-31. Thanks for showing up to the War of the Wheel. I used to love talking about this wheel. Wheel is SIU's. DJ Williams has a big fat stat line that you will share later on in the show as well, which It's going to be hard to pick between these two guys. Was DJ Williams in there, or should I share his total?
You could share his total.
493 total yards and 6 touchdowns against SEMO. SEMO, I always love this. For like 2 minutes every year where we say to ourselves,
come on.
Hey, man, are they a team? Nope. SIU having this much offensive production, I will tell you this much, quite promising, because there have been those spurts where we knew that the Salukes are formidable defensively, and they will grind you down and just beat the crap out of you. But if you can put up this many points, it's a really big reason to believe that this SIU team is a real threat.
Yeah, it's legit. DJ Williams, when he is healthy and rolling, as dangerous as anybody in the FCS. Really, really solid game. SEMO, you said it right. You said it perfectly. They'll start shining for a couple weeks. Yeah. You're like, oh, look at SEMO, slick jerseys, little big, strong players.
Generous to say a couple of weeks.
And then, and then they fall off. But SIU, if they're legit, it's more fun. The FCS is way more fun to cover if SIU is in the mix, putting up big numbers with a big offense, and then thumping on defense. It's a good program. They've been good, but they haven't been with the top dogs in a while. If DJ Williams can really find his footing here in this offense, they have all the capability to be a top 10 team and really competing in the top 10.
Yeah, absolutely. SIU, though, just overall very impressive. Idaho was quite impressive as well, as they were narrowly beaten by San Jose State, who we're not doing transitive property here, but San Jose State played Texas kind of tough for a couple of minutes in that game for a little bit. 31-28 was the final score of this game. Idaho has a bit of a messy performance with 9 penalties, but they did nearly double the time of possession here in this game. Vandals continue to look super, super scrappy under their new head coach, and I think that this is another very respectable game.
It's a good Idaho squad, and the box score totals, everything statistically between these two teams, with the exception of possession time and penalties, was damn near dead even. There was not like more than a 50-yard margin, I believe, between the two in pass yards, rush yards, leaders, time. Just really, really good stuff from Idaho. And, San Jose State. Are we calling home about San Jose State? Nick Nash ain't there anymore. It's fine. It's a fine G5 team, and Idaho is now setting a standard that they are going to push every G5 team that they face. They're going to push. Don't schedule them anymore, because they're going to get a lick. They're going to hit a lick on one of these teams that is paying to play them, and then they're going to feel bad losing to the Fightin' Taters. Heads up, G5. Heads up, P4, don't book these guys, because they're going to get a big one. It's coming.
We got to bring up, how does Lincoln football keep finding their way on this effing show, man? Why does it keep ending up on this show? I'm looking at their Twitter page. They don't post very much.
Right there. God.
This is actually kind of funny. Their Twitter page, Lincoln University, the link. So it's like your normal standard football team page, except they don't post. The last time that they posted was their schedule for the upcoming season. The link is to their admissions page. So they don't really add. I was looking at their website for the football team. There's not a lot of information there still. The athletic director is also the head coach, which is quite concerning.
Love this school, man.
Why don't play football if you're going to play here? I'm sorry to these young men that were a part of this slaughtering 90-0 to Idaho State.
Oh, God, what a brutalization. I mean, it was brutal in the first quarter. First half, it was on 90 watch. Everyone was taking a look at this, sickos, or Reddit, college football. Everybody had their eyes seeing if Idaho State could hit the century mark. They didn't, because they're a classy program. And quarterback Davis Harson said, I don't need to go for 7 or 8 touchdowns. I'll stay at 6. And you know what? I'll only miss 3 passes, 10 for 13, 195 yards, 6 passing touchdowns. That's making it look easy. That is Randy Moss on Thanksgiving as a rookie. Like Lincoln should just disappear. And I am not advocating for less sports and less people playing sports, but this doesn't seem to be
kind of sounds like you are.
This doesn't feel productive for anybody. Like, how are the players on Lincoln getting anything out of this?
So this is what I'm trying to understand. Well, right. Yeah. You're just kind of inflicting yourself to an ass whooping.
Yeah.
Physically, mentally, emotionally. This is what I'm not totally understanding. You score 90 points. They had to have stopped keeping track of stats in this game. 521 total yards of offense does not sound like enough to produce. We obviously didn't watch this game. I don't think anybody watched this game. If this game was visible somewhere, it was probably on the back of a headrest in somebody's 2004 BMW X5.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand how you can win by 90 and only have 521 yards of offense.
I think it's a lot of short fields. It's probably a lot of turnovers on
downs.
Well,
wait, but hold on. So they had only 2 interceptions and 2 fumbles lost in this game. So that's also not adding up.
I would say that it's tough, I think, that to get the truly accurate stats for an Idaho State versus Lincoln, California game. I will also note this.
Should have put this on ABC. Bullshit.
I will note, and I trash them all the time when I need to, and but I wouldn't feel right. ESPN has upped their FCS football statistics coverage, and they have become a good online hub for gathering FCS info.
That's
so
a positive step for us.
So people don't think I'm a big fat hypocrite and I'm just now a big fat. I will just let them know they've updated their resources, and it's good. Okay. It's solid. Everyone else is stinking it up. Catch up, please.
Yeah, we need to figure out what the story was there. San Diego strung together the insane comeback of the week against a respected Princeton program. This is quite the trip that was made. Who would have thought that we'd schedule San Diego versus Princeton, by the way? 35-21 down at the half. Neither team scores in the third quarter, and then San Diego unloads 3 touchdowns to win the ball game.
Yeah,
nuts.
Yeah, crazy one. The big comeback. San Diego's pretty irrelevant. Princeton not that relevant this year yet. It's Ivy's.
Wait, did you just say San Diego's irrelevant?
Yeah, not as relevant yet.
San Diego's having a solid year, man.
They're doing better.
I would keep an eye on them. They might actually be a rankable team in the Pioneer League team to watch this season.
I got them on simmer. When I'm ready to start cooking with San Diego and they start heating up, then I'll move them over.
Always late.
Right now, I know.
You're always late. Look, just like you're late to Gardner Webb.
I'm not late to Gardner Webb. I'm sure as shit I'm not late to Gardner Webb.
They covered.
I'm not attending. I'm not attending the Gardner Webb party.
I'm not late. If there's 6 Gardner Webb fans out there, this is the man that you're supposed to hate. The man wearing.
You're sending the Gardner Webb dogs after me?
Yeah, the Narragansett sweatshirt.
Bring it on.
To go after.
Bring it on. Gardner Webb, I'm sure. Suck ass. I can't believe they covered. How did they score that many points?
Talking all that shit.
I know.
Respect San Diego too. You just said they're irrelevant. They've been relevant the whole time we've been covering them.
Okay.
Jim Harbaugh was their coach at one point.
I know. And now you got Colin Cowherd calling Jim Harbaugh the best coach ever. Like, that was a ridiculous statement that he made.
Well, if we're talking like multi-level
cheating win in college football, no Super Bowl rings, like you're not that guy yet.
Well, one thing we know for certain is that Cowherd will always carry water for anything that's happening in Los Angeles for some reason.
That's a good point.
Still, good win for San Diego.
God, that's a good.
He does that. He's done that for USC for the longest time.
Lincoln Riley. Yeah, let me tell you that. Yeah, I forgot he used to be a big. Yeah, shit. You're on it, man.
The one bad loss, by the way, that San Diego. Oh no, maybe I've mischaracterized this San Diego team. I've misjudged this.
I wasn't trying to
San Diego team. Wait, no, they're 2. I forgot that they got walloped by Cal Poly. I knew that they had the Montana State.
Cal Poly disappointment this week also. I'm just jumping the gun. You Cal Poly screwed me. I got way too cute in FC estimates.
Yeah,
you called it. I got way too
idiot.
Cute.
That doesn't mean that San Diego can't ride this, though, to do really well in the Pioneer League, and they couldn't end up being one of the top teams in the Pioneer League. I forgot about the Cal Poly loss. Shit. God forbid I don't keep close track of Pioneer League losses. All right. Last bit that I want to get to before you give us fat stats. Cabales went out in a big Grimace League victory over Chattanooga, 52-24. Get your balls out, Cabales, foot injury. So I'm very upset, of course.
Yeah, bummer. The face of our conference going down stinks, but maybe I could just transition into the Grimace Tracker update of the week.
What do we got?
6-6 in week 4. We are officially now 25-20 in the FCS, still only maintaining 12 losses to FBS opponents.
Okay.
25-32 overall. We're climbing back. And you know what? As the Grimace Conference, we will acknowledge all losses in the overall total because we are not just looking at FCS. We're looking at everything. We could go anywhere. So right now, we're keeping it. I expect that we'll be over 500 after next week for the overall.
Yeah, because we've been slowly climbing. We've been slowly building up a little bit of momentum. We're getting these nice non-Grimace on Grimace crime games.
I mean, we got big. I mean, Albany came up big, beating Cornell. ACU beating Austin P was big. Stephen F. Austin, big win. Stonehill stinks. Holy Cross, basement team of the conference. North Alabama has been playing very well.
Yes, they almost knocked off Illinois State, which was almost promising.
Lost to Illinois State, but that is a sleeper team in the Grimace League. And Western Carolina got quarterback going. So I'm telling you.
Wait. Who has the best record, though, in the Grimace Conference?
Tarleton.
Okay.
Yeah. Tarleton is the lead dog.
Okay. They're the number one of the Grimace power rankings. That's good to know. What do we have? And we might have a Grimace quarterback that we're naming the fat stat of the week. What do we got for fat stats?
Yeah, let's get right into it. Western Carolina quarterback Teron Dickens, 35 for 46, 582 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Just going to let that breathe for a second. 582 and 6. Unreal. Samford quarterback. He's back. All right, Samford quarterback Quincy Crittenden. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
35 for 53, 456 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Big day for the Crit. Monmouth quarterback Ryan Robertson. 20 for 30, 397.
Robertson.
4 touchdowns. Big guy, big game for RR. Idaho State quarterback Davis Harson. You heard it once. You'll hear it again. 10 for 13, 195 yards, 6 touchdowns. Southern Illinois quarterback DJ Williams, 493 yards, 6 total touchdowns. Let's get to the running back. Monmouth running back Rodney Nelson, 33 carries, 186 yards, 2 tuds. Tarleton State wide receiver Peyton Kramer, good name, 7 catches. That's okay, 190 yards and 3 touchdowns. Show up, Mr. Kramer. SIU wide receiver Vincent Davis III, 8 catches, 185
Great
yards,
name.
2 touchdowns, very strong. Closing it out, Campbell wide receiver Randall King, 8 catches, 142 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns.
I want to say the nickname idea that I have for Teron Dickens so bad right now, and I am fighting every ounce of.
Hey, we abandoned that tree. All right.
Teron Dickens is easily the fat stat of the week.
Yeah,
easily. I mean, he almost threw for 600 yards. That has to be some sort of Western Carolina record. That has to be some sort of FCS record. It's the Grimace League record at the current moment.
Yeah, it's really, really good. Really big day. That's a fat stat. Circulate it. Tell your friends about fat stats. While you're telling them about that, tell them about the hacks on this show. Send them to the channel. Where everyone starts getting happy, you start pushing your fat stats, and everyone gets talked about. It's a nice cyclical thing we build here.
Yes. Are you also going with Teron? I
am going with Teron Dickens, the quarterback.
Yeah. Dickens.
Oh, no.
Good enough. I didn't say it. It was implied. It was implied.
God.
We can't have a quarterback who's putting up numbers like that with Dick in his last name. I'm sorry. I can't.
I mean, the T-shirt, if he has another big week, the T-shirt builders at Western Carolina should
I think that they're too respectable to do that. I think that Western Carolina.
Are you kidding? Did you see how Heath was talking to us for the first year of engagement with the show?
He was awfully polite though. He was trying to talk shit, but he was awfully polite.
Once he warmed up, he was not polite. He had to warm up a little bit.
Whatever. Yeah, all right. He's our fat stats for the week. All right. At Joe DeLeone, at Sanderson Radio, at Hack City Pod, 201-834-4308. Call in. I will try not to dox you if you do call in. We'll talk to you guys later.